Chapter 16, How to Cultivate Success. Ask 10 men to tell you what they think makes success, and each one will have a different theory. It all depends on their mental caliber and outlook. Success means perfection, and you cannot hope to become perfect. You cannot hope for complete success. Therefore, you cannot expect complete success, and neither can you be a complete failure. Your success depends on your poised power. A man's success is usually judged by the money he has made, but it is wrong to judge success by the money standard. Rather, success should be determined by what you have accomplished. To make money is all right, but to hoard up wealth is wrong. You should use money to do good in the world and not to cause poverty and suffering. If you make a lot of money but make no friends or do no good with your money, you are a failure. If you do not live a useful life and make a lot of money, you are a failure. It is what you think and not what others think that you judge yourself by. You are a world within yourself. You are bound by your own vision and your own knowledge. You have to render an account of yourself when you pass on to the great beyond. You will have no one to rely on. It matters not then what other people said or thought. No one can help you then. No one can help you now unless you help yourself. No one can make you happy but yourself. No one can succeed for you. Let no one keep you back then. You have a free will, and you should not be bound by mental conventions. Do your own thinking, and don't let someone else do it for you. Personal power comes from mental independence. The majority of people take their thought from others. You must think for yourself and create for yourself if you want to succeed. Be urgent if you want to reach the top. Have a mind of your own. Think for yourself. Do what you think is the best way. All of our great men have been independent thinkers. They did not judge themselves by certain fixed standards. You never know how much power you have until it is fully developed. Maybe you can influence only one, and maybe you can influence hundreds and thousands. But you can never influence anyone until you have your own power. The best way to develop your own power is to do everything as thoroughly as you can, and aim at perfection at all times. Unless you do, you will be a failure. It matters not what people think, so long as you are confident that you are doing your very best, and that you are gaining knowledge and power. We cannot expect others with their limited knowledge to judge us correctly. Suppose, for instance, that Napoleon, as a boy, in his Corsican home, had been able to unfold the scheme of his life in the dazzling conquest which he made. Suppose he had announced that he would win a throne by his own power. What would everyone have said? That he was mad, and they would have tried to discourage him. And if that had really happened, and he had accepted their advice, he would not have accomplished what he did, and the history of this world would be different. Aim to associate with big-minded people. It is well to listen to other people, but don't let yourself be guided by them. Never cramp your intellect. Our great thinkers tell us that the world is ours. The limit of your power is the limit of your own mind, which will expand just proportionally to the manner in which you use it. As long as you believe something is right, hold to that thought, even if there are thousands that think just the opposite. You may be right and they wrong. Numerous examples have been given to prove this, and it will not be necessary for us to do so. Weigh criticism and listen to advice, but decide for yourself what is best for you to do. As long as you are trying for something better, you are succeeding, and just as soon as you stop trying, you are weakening. Disaster you are likely to have, but meet it bravely and go on. Don't let the hesitating who lacks brains and courage keep you back. When you shall have passed to the great unknown, let no man say you are a coward. If you have courage in your heart, the future will hold no terror for you. The reward that comes from power. The object of all knowledge is to use it. You could have all the knowledge of the world, but unless you use it, it would not help you. You must turn your knowledge to practical use. If at the present you cannot believe in your own power to make you physically great, you can acquire this in a few months by practicing the suggestion in this book. In a little while you will be ashamed of your doubts of yourself. You will discover yourself and develop your full heritage of personal power. I believe in myself, and if you work to carry out that belief and justify it, you will never lack the supreme gift which life has in store for you. Be not afraid of greatness, says Shakespeare. Some men are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Which one will you be? You were born great. There is nothing to stop you from achieving greatness if you put forward the effort. And if you go about it in the right way, you can have greatness thrust upon you. What we wish to accomplish, we must be prepared to give up all pleasure and ease to attain. You hear people say, if only I had money, I would do great things. But when we look back over history and read the record of the world's most successful men, we find that more of these were born in penury than in wealth and influence. All of our records go to prove that the lower man down on the ladder of fortune, the more likely he is to rise. The reason is very easy to see. The rich man has so many distractions from his work, and he has never gone through the hard experiences that develops character and brains. Just as soon as a man makes up his mind that he wants to do something in life, he changes from going with the tide to conscious activity. You can drift with the tide for some time, but eventually you will find yourself stranded on the rock. Unless you steer your boat, you will never get where you want to go. There is always one course a little better than another. We are capable of taking the course. No matter what the difficulties, we are built to overcome them. It is strictly up to you whether you will just drift or make progress. If you want to do the latter, get your bearings and then steer your course right ahead, and stick to that course unswervingly, and prove the success will be yours. You have power within you waiting to be developed. You can permit this power to be useless, or you can utilize and transmute it into mighty energy. What is the force that drives men to any goal? Well, it is personal power. It is the spark of the divine within them that gives him dominion over the earth. It is higher than intelligence, that makes him use it in every right way. It is higher than character, because it creates character. It is higher than personality, as a man's personality is but the expression of his mind. It controls all these, yet is above them, because the mind gives the power to see beauty and the strength to secure what we need from the hands of fortune. If your arms or hands or any of your parts were not used for a year, they would wither from the want of use. A man's personal power is the same, only he never withers so that he cannot be brought back quickly. It will decrease, but by a little effort he can develop it into a mighty force by which he can make his life what he wants. Your personal power will not do someone else any good. It is for you alone and must be developed by you. Everyone has particular needs. You have the latent power for your own needs and not someone else's. If you did not have inherent genius, you would never become an Edison or a Marconi. And here is where I differ from those teachers who tell the world you can do whatever you will to do. You could never be a Napoleon unless you had his brain. I teach it whatever you are, in nature fitted for you. You can do it, and you will use your power in the right way. And if you will work, you will be satisfied with the ultimate results. Let your actions be guided by the aspiration of your heart. If that is pure and noble, then you have enough power within you to overcome any outside power. But remember, anything worth having is worth working for. There are no short roads to power, but there is a road that will lead you there, and the reward that's waiting for on the other end will certainly repay you.